Hey there, so in this cozy little village, we had this super old cobbler, Mr. Raymond. His shoe shop was like a hidden gem, tucked between snowy trees, and let me tell you, it had this magical vibe. Mr. Raymond had this crazy talent. He could turn regular shoes into these sparkly wonders that literally glowed. But here's the thing. Life was a bit tough for him. His shop was as dim as a single flickering candle in a snowstorm. One frosty night, these teeny twinkle elves sneaked into Mr. Raymond's workshop. Picture this, shimmering wings, mischievous grins, total cuteness overload. They sprinkled magic all over the place, fixing up those worn-out shoes like little Shoemaker superheroes. As they tiptoed in, one elf with a tiny hat whispered to the others,
"All right, team. Time to spread some enchantment in Mr. Raymond's world.
Let's make those shoes sparkle like stars. Operation Twinkle is a go."
with a mischievous giggle, the tiniest elf of them all, barely visible behind a pile of sequins.
Ready, set, sprinkle.
And just like that, the workshop transformed into a twinkling haven. The elves chatted as they worked, adding a touch of magic to each shoe.
These shoes are going to be the talk of the village. I can feel it.
Mr. Raymond is in for a twinkling surprise. He'll love it.
Our little secret workshop is the best. Imagine the joy when everyone sees these.
With their mischievous grins growing wider, the Twinkle Elves continued their magical shoemaking adventure, turning the ordinary into the extraordinary. The next morning, Mr. Raymond walks in, and what does he find? His shoes are like stars on the ground, twinkling away. The whole village was buzzing about these enchanted kicks, and suddenly, Mr. Raymond was the talk of the town. Grateful as ever, Mr. Raymond decides to pull an all-nighter, hoping to catch these magical elves in action. And guess what? They show up. Those Twinkle Elves didn't just stop at shoes. They turned his shop into the sparkly haven of prosperity.
Big shout out to my Twinkle Elf pals. You turned my place into pure magic.
These little elves, with their giggles and all, kept coming back, spreading joy and success. Christmas Eve rolls around, and these elves go all out. Lights, colors, pure festive vibes. They turn Mr. Raymond's workshop into a holiday wonderland. On Christmas morning, the whole village follows the glow of Mr. Raymond's magical shoes to this awesome celebration. And that's how the enchanted cobblers became this heartwarming tale passed down through generations. So, what's the big idea here? Well, it's like this. When you add a bit of magic, like when you make something super cool and sparkly, and do a bunch of giving, which means being really nice, and sharing, you can turn regular, everyday stuff into something really, really awesome. Let's give a big cheer for making things extraordinary.
Today we have 7 new words. From the Shoemaker's Christmas Magic, let's review. Cobbler is someone who fixes and makes shoes. Simply we can say shoemaker. Mischievous means playfully naughty or a little bit cheeky. The elves were mischievous because they playfully caused a bit of magic. Overload means having too much of something. The cuteness overload refers to having so much cuteness that it's almost overwhelming. Sequins are tiny, shiny decorations, often used to make things sparkle, like stars on clothes. Prosperity means having success and doing well. The Twinkle Elves brought prosperity to Mr. Raymond's shop by making it successful and happy. All-nighter, pulling an all-nighter, means staying up all night working on something. Mr. Raymond decided to pull an all-nighter to catch the elves in action. Buzzing means there's a lot of excitement. And talk about something. The whole village was buzzing about the enchanted shoes. These words help us understand the story better and learn new things while we enjoy story, learn new words and delve into the joy of giving. Hit subscribe to join us on this magical adventure, where storytelling meets learning in the most delightful way.